What's up, guys? The Campster here, also known as Cameron, and welcome back to another movie review. This time we're going to be checking out the Evil Dead Rise movie, which just came out this Friday, I believe. Or last Friday? Yeah, last Friday it came out. And I had just watched it. It is almost 12 at night. Long night. I am super fucking tired, but I am just dying to get this review out and talk about this movie, because this movie was fantastic. I feel like this year has been a great year for movies. There hasn't been a lot of bad movies this year, and I have been very surprised. And the Evil Dead Rise film happens to be one of those good movies. It's very, very good story. Follows closely to the old Evil Dead movies, brings that homage to it, which I'll talk about later, and yeah, it was just a very gory, very good time. We're just going to get straight into it with the positives of this film. This film is very, very gory. If you like gory films, especially, if you look back at the 1980 adaptations, the beginning of Evil Dead, and then you go to 2013, which is, talked about as one of the goriest Evil Dead films, and then you go to this one. While this one is not quite as gory as the 2013 Evil Dead, this movie is gory to the point where numerous times I gagged, and it wasn't because of the gore per se, but the gore is there, and it's very fun to look at, and makes you cringe, especially. And these gag reflexes that I'm talking about, there are numerous scenes in this film where it has to do with the human body, and throwing up, and these things coming out of people's noses, eyeballs. It is disgusting, but that's what the Evil Dead films bring, and that's what I like very much about these films. And also with the Evil Dead films, you see a lot of the same things, cabin in the woods type stuff. While cabin in the woods is used sometimes in this film, especially in the beginning of the film takes place in a high-rise apartment in the LA area, and this film does a very good job. Lee Cronin, as the director of this film, does a very good job on making the apartment setting very dark and very claustrophobic, especially with the center of everything going on within a hallway of the apartments, and taking apart of one single apartment where majority of the stuff goes down. And when you look at low rent LA apartment complexes, the ones that the people that don't make nearly enough money to get the high end apartments in LA, these low rent apartments are very cluttered. The rooms are very knit together. And while the apartment that is primarily used in this film that has a lot of rooms, it's still a very small apartment and very claustrophobic. And that's what made the movie very scary. And also to bring the cast to light of this film, Alyssa Sutherland, I believe that's what her name is, as Ellie, the mother. She is the star of this show. She does a very good job portraying a deadite, and has very, very much a lot of quotable lines in this film.
Open up now.
That's one of my favorite ones. And just to bring the other cast members into this, Aunt Beth, Bridget, which is one of the sisters of Cassie, and Danny, which is the brother, and the stupid idiot that decided to play the records, that Danny. They all did great, and they all play their roles pretty perfectly. In Evil Dead movies, all you have to do is just act scared, but they took acting scared to another level. And I gotta mention the actress, the little kid for Cassie. She rocked it. And there's a lot of good kid actors nowadays. I think the teachings are a lot different, and I don't know what they put in the drinks for the kid actors. I don't understand how they make them so good, but the kid actors, they rock it, and this movie is no different. Getting all of the positives out of the way, I just gotta mention one mixed/negative part of this film. Now, this film takes place in California, and California is notorious for earthquakes. And the earthquakes in California caused the characters to find the Necronomicon and then the records that you play along with the book. And it makes like a little hole. And that's so stupid. And I guess it makes sense because, you know, a lot of people find it in different places, and I guess that's the bit. And I understand they had to find it somehow, some way, which is kind of why it's like a mixed / negative aspect, because I understand why they did it that way, because it's placed in California. How do you think they should find the book? Oh, let's just have an earthquake. California is notorious for earthquakes. It's on a fault line. We can write that in. Okay, let's write that in. That sounds perfect. So I get it. It makes sense logically, but it was just kind of lazy, if that makes sense. And that's pretty much all I got for this movie. This movie's pretty straightforward. Not a lot happens. But a lot happens, and it made me very queasy, this movie did, which is always a good thing for horror movies, especially these types of horror movies, the ones that involve gore and blood and all that stuff. So easily, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. That point gets marked off because of the lazy writing based on how they find the book. But then again, that's like a nitpick for me. But that nitpick's big enough to take a point off. But 9 out of 10, still a very, very, very good film. Very good horror film. But this is not for the faint of heart. If you're going to go out and watch this film, it's very gory, it's very bloody, it's going to make you gag, and it might make you throw up depending on what you ate before you walked into the theater. So just keep that in mind when you come in to watch this film. But Evil Dead Rise, 9 out of 10, very good film. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching one of my movie reviews. And if you want to see more movie reviews like this, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. It'd be very much appreciated, especially for me and the growth of the channel as I pump out more movie reviews and stuff like that. My next big movie review is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I'm very excited for. It comes out next Thursday. I'm going to be watching it next Thursday. Super excited. And that's going to be my next big movie review. So if you want to see something like that, if you want to see my thoughts on that, please like, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Like and subscribe, damn it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.